everyone for joining me tonight. Okay, so once again, allow me to actually do a quick introduction about myself. My name is Bowen and I'm actually the co-founder of Ultimate Investing. And today for this particular webinar, we will be talking about something that is very, very important, right? So as you can see, I'm actually an investment trainer and I've been doing this thing called a Market Watch over the last couple of months. And one thing that I realized is that right now, okay, I actually foresee that, within the next 1 year, there will be a major correction that is actually coming. And I know a lot of you actually joined into this particular webinar, okay, because you also wanted to know how you can actually prepare for it, right? So definitely, I can assure you that in this particular webinar, I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm going to do in terms of my investment portfolio. And I will also have a very powerful systems that I wanted to share with you. So for those of you who are new to investing, or if you are already invested in the stock market, but not achieving the result that you are looking for, this webinar is definitely suitable for you. Right, so before I begin, very importantly, I just want to make sure that we have 100% participation. So again, if you can hear me and if you are okay to participate, can you just type in 100 inside the chat right now? Great. Okay. Thanks so much, Eddie, Demi, Daniel. All right. So we have about 30, 40 of you. So let's have a little bit more response. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Just keep it coming. And like I mentioned, okay, you are actually allowed to take photos. So feel free to actually take as many photos as you want. And last but not least, okay, we will have a short Q&A segment towards the end of this particular webinar. So who is this webinar suitable for? As mentioned earlier on, if you are an investor, okay, that means you are already invested in the stock market, but you're not getting the result that you are looking for. You are struggling to make profit consistently. This webinar is definitely suitable for you. And if you, let's say you are a new investor, so let's say you just graduated, so you have limited capital and you want to grow your first pot of gold, I'm going to share with you how you can actually use options to help you to grow your wealth, up to even 10 times. And last but not least, if you are totally new to investing, you have no clue about what is investing, and you always feel that investing is something that is risky, this is also the place that is suitable for you. And by the end of this webinar, okay, this is what you will actually get. I'm going to show you how you can actually use the BOOT system that is actually developed by UI to help you win in the stock market consistently. And the second thing I'm going to share with you that is super powerful is how you can actually use this thing called the 30 days investing challenge to help improve your current results. So for those existing investors, this is the part where you have to take note. And last but not least, okay, whether you're new or whether you're a seasoned investor, I'm going to share with you why I would say that today is actually one of the best time to start investing and how you can actually prepare, for the investment world moving forward. So I'm going to just play a short video for those of you who have not seen me before. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this short video. The downside and the upside will take care of itself. All right, so now is the time for you to type in CCC inside the chat. Okay, so can everybody just type in CCC inside the chat? So some of you will be wondering, so what is CCC? Okay, so CCC actually stands for clap, clap, clap. So this is usually what I do when it comes to a live. Usually in the past, when we actually do this live, I will actually ask people to clap. But now I can't really see you guys. So the only thing that I can actually hope to get from you guys is through this CCC. Okay, yeah, thanks so much, Daniel. Right, so very quickly, just a quick intro about myself. So basically right now, I'm a full-time investor. I'm also a business strategist. I help people to convert and bring their business, online as well. And I'm also an international investment trainer. I've been to multiple countries to actually share about value investing as well as options. So right now, I'm actually the co-founder of Ultimate Investing, and I actually co-invest in the chain of F&B restaurants in Singapore as well. So just a quick one. And of course, for today, this is going to be one of the key highlights that I'm going to share with you. So for this particular webinar, okay, why am I doing this is because, okay, as you can actually see right now in terms of the overall market valuation, it is extremely high. Okay, so just to share with you how high is it, okay, that I'm referring to. As you can see over here, okay, let me just bring up the laser pointer. Right, so this is actually the dot-com bubble. So just to let you know that the larger the number, the higher the number, it means the more expensive it is. Okay, so how expensive the market is, we look at this particular number. So as you can see, okay, overall over the last 100 years, the market actually averaged somewhere around 15 to 20. That's somewhere around that range. So right now, this is the number that we are looking at. We are at 38.6. So other than the dot-com bubble, pretty much we are at the second highest in terms of, how expensive this market actually is based on this thing called the Shiller PE ratio. So if you actually compare it to the global financial crisis, which happened in 2007, so you can see the GFC is actually over here, okay, at 25. And last year, because of COVID, as you can see, we were somewhere around this area. Right. So right now, in terms of the valuation, definitely, okay, it is expensive. And, this is something that I always say, market always repeat itself. So whether you like it or not, I do see that, within the next 1 year, the whole market is going to be very, very volatile. And there is a very, very high potential that there is a major correction that's going to happen. So that also means that we are looking at this number, okay, coming down to somewhere in the range of 20. So what does it mean? Okay, 38 back to 20, you can see that it is about a 50% drop. So when it reflects to the market, it would also means that the market is looking at a 50% drop. So this is the S&P 500. Right now, we are at 453. So if, let's say, okay, right now, okay, the major correction comes, basically we'll be looking at, the market dropping, the index dropping to about 225. So for some of you, you might be wondering, wow, this is actually a very, very big drop. Okay, so remember, okay, we always have this saying that a 10% drop is called a correction. Okay, a 20% drop is actually called a recession. So what is a 50% drop? Okay, so 50% drop on the index is actually a lot. But I just wanted to also point out to you, as you can see, based on the current valuation, even with a 50% drop, we are actually back to last year when COVID happened. That was the kind of valuation that we are actually looking at, which also means that if you have been investing in the stock market for a long, long time, even with this drop, okay, you should still be doing relatively well. Okay, you should still be doing relatively well. And that is also a saying that, if you invest in the stock market long enough, technically your risk is actually extremely low. Okay, so we always want to invest for the long run. So this also shows that the market is definitely very expensive, as you can see. Okay, from last year COVID, the market has gone up from 300 over to 450. Some of you might not be aware of this, but if you look at this, you have understand that over the last 1 year, market has actually gone up a lot. And also just to show you that the 50% drop is very, very real. Okay, let's look at year 2000 during the dot-com bubble. You can actually see that at that point of time, the S&P 500 actually dropped 50%. Okay, during year 2000 all the way to 2002. So over a 2 years time frame, you can see the stock market just keep dropping. And then subsequently, it start to recover slowly. And then we face the global financial crisis, which happened in 2007. And then you have another 50% drop again. So you can see 50% is actually a very, very good benchmark that even a lot of experts, they actually use. So for some of you, if let's say you're totally you're just waiting for the crash to happen and then you want to jump in. One of the very good benchmark that you can actually use is to go in when the index has fallen 50%. Okay, so if you actually caught these golden nuggets from me, can you just type in 50, 50? So this is, I would say, okay, so for all the relatively, okay, lazy investors, you just want to wait for the market crash and then you just go all in, right? You can actually use this number, 50%. So just look at the highest price and then you divide it by 2, so when the stock index reach that particular price, you can start buying into the market already, into all the different stocks that you actually love. Right, so this is actually one of the method, but personally for me, I like to do some of the other better method, which I personally prefer. So number one, how do I take advantage of the next major correction? I would actually short the market and earn from the drop. So which also means that as the market drop, I get to increase my portfolio. My portfolio actually increase in value. Okay, so of course, in order for you to do that, you have to understand how do you actually short the market. So for me, I short the market using option strategy. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I would actually do, okay, and I encourage all of you to do, is to buy undervalued stock when everything is undervalued. So when the next financial crisis come, okay, the worst thing that is going to happen to you is you realize that you have got no more cash, okay, to actually invest in the stock market. So that is also why for me right now, I am actually doing more short-term trade instead of long-term trade. I am actually conserving part of my cash, okay, in the event if things happen, I can actually utilize this cash as well. So this is what I am actually doing. And so just to give a little bit of background for some of you who will be wondering, wow, Bowen, I love how you actually get started. I mean, for somebody of your age, you look relatively young. In fact, I am still quite young. How do you actually achieve the results that you actually achieve right now? So I just wanted to also share with you a little bit of my background story on how I actually get started, so that you can actually learn as well. I'm going to share with you some important nuggets over here as well. So it all happened, right? Okay, when I was in NS. So I can actually share with you that I didn't came from a rich family. My family was just an average family in Singapore, And prior to army, I had totally no knowledge in investment. Okay, because I was actually a triple science student. So one of my dream is to become a scientist, but I am actually glad that I didn't continue that route. Okay, but anyway, yeah, it was only until during NS. Okay, I actually chanced upon this particular book. So as you can see, inside the photo, during NS, we actually had quite a lot of resting time. So during one of our resting time when we were back in the bunk itself, so I actually took this book from my sister table to start reading. And literally, this is the book that I would say changed my life. So why this book is so powerful? Because it actually shared with me two things. Number one, it is the mindset, okay, how the rich people actually think. And number two, it also shared with me the skill set. What is the thing that I need to do in order for me to become financially free, which I am going to share with you later on as well. But I would say that having this skill set and having this mindset alone, it is still not powerful enough. And I would say that I am very, very lucky because the moment I actually came out of army, I actually joined this financial industry. I joined Great Eastern, okay, as a financial advisor. And this is also the industry that exposes me to all the financial product in the market. And I was also very lucky to meet a very, very experienced mentor to actually guide me in this investment journey. And this is also some of my small achievement that I had as a financial advisor. Right. So this is what Henry Ford actually said. Whether you think you can or you can't, either way you are right. And I can actually share with you upfront is that before I actually joined the insurance company, before I actually start reading the book by Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump, I don't believe that financial freedom is possible. I don't believe in the word financial freedom. To me, if I have a job that pays me 4,000 to 5,000, I would be very, very happy. Again, I'm not saying that, making 4,000 to 5,000, it is not good enough. But what I didn't realize is there's actually this thing called inflation. Okay, I didn't know that even though the 4,000 to 5,000 today might be a relatively good amount, but 10 years, 20 years, 30 years later, okay, with inflation, I might actually still be having insufficient fund for my retirement. So that is the point whereby I realized that I needed to be more than just sufficient. I needed to learn a way to become financially free. And this is also what Jim Rohn mentioned. You are the average of the 5% you spend the most time with. And that is why I mentioned that I was very lucky to meet a very nice mentor. And I was also in a nice environment, which is the financial advisory company. And also, I would say that one of the things that really pushed me forward in terms of my investment journey is actually back in June 2016. Okay, I actually decided to went to US. Okay, I flew all the way to US to actually learn from this lady. This lady is actually Mary Buffett. So some of you might be familiar. But anyway, Mary Buffett is the ex-daughter-in-law of Warren Buffett. All right, so of course, I wanted to learn from the best. I wanted to learn from Warren Buffett, but it is definitely very expensive to learn directly from him. So the closest that I can actually get access to is actually Mary Buffett. So when I was given this opportunity to actually invest a 5-figure to fly over to US, I actually took this opportunity. And even up to today, when I ask a lot of my friends, will they invest 5-figure, fly to US to learn? So far, nobody have said yes. So I would say that I am the crazy one. But I would say that one of the things that really makes me want to do it is because I wanted to find the answer. I wanted the step. I wanted to find people who have actually done it. So you can see the person on the bottom right, there's a group of people that I met actually during this trip in US. I was actually surprised that out of that 5 people over there, actually 4 of them are already millionaire. Okay, when I say millionaire, I'm talking about based on US dollar. These people are already millionaire, and yet they also flew together with me. They were my classmates, and they are still constantly learning. So this is also something that really trigger me, is that, wow, these people, they have already achieved certain success, but they are still very hungry to learn. So that's where I realized that environment and also network is very important. So if you agree with me on this, okay, that your network is your net worth, can you just type in net worth? Okay, can you just type in net worth? Your hair is so cute. Wow, that is the wrong focus. Okay, but anyway, I appreciate that. So now you know why I always wear a cap. Okay, yeah. But anyway, for those of you who can't recognize, that is actually me. I know that I look a little bit rounder nowadays, but I hope that the lighting that does me some favor. Okay, yeah, to help me to portray my neck. Okay, yeah. So this was actually the thing that Robert Kiyosaki shared in that particular book, Why We Want You to Be Rich. Okay, and that is the ESBI quadrant. So I realized that actually after I went out from army, I actually joined the self-employed as an insurance, as a financial advisor. And at the same time, I started my journey to become an investor. So you can see this was the route that I actually chose. But deep within me, right, actually, I always wanted to become a business owner. Okay, so later on, I will actually share with you a little bit about my business journey. Okay, but my investment journey, okay, the first company that I invested in is not in Singapore. Okay, it was actually an Australia company. It is a gold mining company in Australia. So I just wanted to share a little bit of my experience. Again, not so good experience, so that you guys can actually learn from it as well. Okay, I just wanted to point out some of the pitfalls that I have actually been through. So for some of you who have not yet fallen into all these pitfalls, okay, I just want it to be a learning lesson for you as well. So this was what happened to me. As you can see, I entered the Australia market during this era, okay, which is somewhere in 2011, 2012. At that point of time, as you can see that the gold mining companies, the gold price was actually going up. So what happened was that at that point of time, I was able to generate 1 to 2%. Okay, let me ask you, how many of you think that 1 to 2% is fantastic? If you think it's fantastic, can you just type in good? If you think it's not good enough, can you just type in bad? Good or bad, 1 to 2%? Again, let's have some interaction. 1 to 2%, is it good or bad? Okay, Demi says so. What about the rest? What do you think? Making 1 to 2%, is that good or is it bad? Again, no right or wrong. No right or wrong. Just want everybody to be able to participate together. Okay. Somebody asked a very important question. Okay, is it per month or is it per year or is it per day? All right. So you guys actually caught it. Yeah. So I was actually making 1 to 2% every single day. Okay, every single day. So as you can see, that was really, really good returns at the point of time. And I can actually tell you that when I first started, I put in $10,000. That was my starting capital. So $10,000, okay, even if you give me like 1%, that is like $100 every single day. Okay, which is pretty decent. So when I am able to generate that kind of return every single day, what happened? I started to become greedy. So when I got greedy, what happened? I started to think, how can I actually make money faster? Is there any way I can actually have more money? So that was where I actually chanced upon this instrument called CFD. Can everybody just type in CFD? Very, very important. So when you do CFD, what is going to happen is that you can actually borrow money from the brokerage account to invest. So based on the 10,000 capital that I have, okay, they actually give me a leverage of 10 times, which means that I can invest with $100,000 worth. So what happened is that at that point of time, I still think that I am very, very smart. Okay, with that 100,000, I didn't use all of them. I only used half of them. With 50,000, I actually still generate that 1 to 2%. So can you see now it's actually pretty decent. I was able to generate around $500 to $1,000 every single day. And that was the point where I was still studying in university. 500 to 1,000 every single day. If you count as a month, 1 month, I'm easily making a 5-figure income. So I still remember at that point of time, okay, the market actually opened at I forgot, is it 8 or 10 a.m. I know it's in the morning. So this is basically my morning routine. I will spend about 30 minutes, right, just to do my trading. Okay, and then I will actually run away with the profit. Okay, I'll take profit. So it was a very, very short time frame that I actually do every single morning. So every time when I go to school, to be honest, my friend, they actually don't like to talk to me. Why is that so? Because every time I meet them, I tell them how much money I make. Okay, and do you think I will be sitting down there listening to the lecturer? The answer is no, because at that point of time, my income was actually more than the lecturer. So I feel that the lecturer should be listening to me and not me listening to the lecturer. So I was really a bad student. But of course, do you think this happened for all the way? Okay, as you can see from the chart itself, okay, the market actually started to consolidate and subsequently there was a dip. So during the dip, what happened? Okay, I received this thing called margin call. So when you receive a margin call, okay, what is going to happen is that there's two scenarios. The first scenario is you have to top up more funds. You have to put more money into the account. And if you don't do that, what is going to happen is they are going to close off your account and your whole account will be wiped out. So literally 100% loss. So to be honest, when I look back right now, at that point of time, I was actually glad that I didn't actually go and borrow money. I didn't go and do anything funny. The worst that can happen is that could happen was I simply lost all my capital plus all the profits that I have actually generated over the years. Right. So that was exactly what happened to me back in 2013. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my investment journey and some of the lessons that I have actually accumulate over the years. So this was my starting years. I started with trading and I was using this method called scalping. So that I was buying in and out within a short period of time, within a single day. Okay, but the problem that I gained subsequently is I realized that I have no knowledge and everything that I do was self-learned. So subsequently, because of the money that I've lost, okay, I decided to actually spend a little bit of money on education, and that was where I learned about value investing. So value investing, after I learned, I realized that, wow, actually value investing is a lot more consistent, even though the returns might not be as fantastic as trading, but I was definitely more careful. I just wanted to make sure that my capital was safe. I was able to grow it slow and steadily, but after doing it and getting consistent result, I started to ask myself again, how can I get higher returns? Okay, how can I get higher returns? And guess where I actually went on? I actually continued my learning journey, and that was where I started to learn about options. Okay, I started to learn about options. And one thing that for those of you who have done options, you will realize that there's one thing that is very, very important, and that is timing. Okay, especially when you are using options, you realize that timing is key. When you enter and when you get out, extremely important. Okay, for those of you who have done options before, if you agree with me, can you just type in 555? Okay, just type in 555 if you agree with me that when it comes to options, timing is key. Timing is key. Right. Thanks so much. Okay, so that was where I realized that there is still something that I'm lacking in terms of the skill set. And that was where I asked myself, how can I get better entry and exit timing? And that was where I decided to actually learn one more skill, and that is technical analysis. All right. So whatever you are actually going to learn today, okay, and whatever I'm going to share with you, you realize that it is actually accumulated over the years. Okay, so what I'm actually going to share with you later will actually combine value investing, will combine options, as well as technical analysis. Right. So like I said, whatever I'm going to share with you in this webinar, it is highly valuable. It is highly valuable. And this is really the evidence to show you the amount of investment that I have actually invested. Okay. This is about close to $10,000 just on the fee itself. And of course, including accommodation, including my flight overseas and some of the spending. Total, I have actually spent more than $30,000 just on investment itself. Now, okay, some of you will be wondering, wow, so with that 30,000, okay, did you manage to break even? Do you manage to make back the 30,000? Okay, I would say that I am pretty lucky. Like I said, I am actually constantly in the right environment, okay, and having the right mentors to actually guide me. Okay, so I'm happy that with my investment returns, okay, it has actually given me a very, very wonderful monetary reward, okay, which is more than 5 figures of monthly recurring cash flow. Right, but of course, right now, the strategies that I am actually doing and whatever I'm going to share with you is more of a capital gain strategy. Okay, and I have also used some of my investment to invest in business, which is my F&B business, and also some properties overseas as well. All right, so some of you will be wondering, wow, okay, I mean, I also wanted to start a business. I also wanted to invest in properties. Okay, but I can actually share with you upfront is that I actually have no luck when it comes to business and when it comes to my overseas properties, because pretty much most of them, they are losing money. Okay, so which is why I still feel that out of all the different investment tool, especially these three: investment, business, and property, investing is something that has really helped me, and I believe is also one of the easiest for anybody with zero knowledge to actually get started. All right. So of course, I'm not going to share the lousy one, the business and the property side. I'm going to focus on the stock market. So these are some of the companies that I've actually worked with, and also some of the people that I've actually trained in different countries. So yeah, okay, as you can see that I have actually been to like Malaysia, Taiwan, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Philippines, and of course UK as well. Right, so very quickly, that's just a little bit of my background. So now, very importantly, okay, back to you guys. Okay, how many of you here would love to make profit during the next correction? Okay, if this is something that you want, can you just type in me, M-E? Yes, great, that's great. Jason, Candy, Demi. What about the rest? What about the rest? All right, great, fantastic. All right, so but very importantly, okay, the question that I want to ask is that a lot of people say you want to make money, but I think the key that we want to actually look at is, are you ready or not? Okay, are you ready or not? Okay, so this is exactly what I'm going to share with you in this webinar. And before I move to that, okay, I have a very important disclaimer, because why? Later on, I will be sharing with you real case study, real companies, okay, both in the Singapore as well as in the US. So very importantly is that because of the information that I'm going to share with you, okay, if let's say, okay, you actually took some of the companies and then you bought it and you make money, okay, whose credit is it? Okay, I just want to be upfront. It is your credit. Okay, why is it so? Because you're using your own money. Okay, so when you make money, that's definitely your credit. But if let's say you follow whatever I share with you today, you took some of the companies that I mentioned and then you bought it and you lose money, whose fault is it? Can you type it in? Whose fault is it if you lose money? Your fault or my fault? Your fault or my fault? Eddie, that's funny. Okay, yeah, Eddie say my fault lah. Okay, so now y'all know the reason why I have this thing called disclaimer, right? Okay, so yeah. Anyway, jokes aside lah. So very importantly is that whenever you lose money, you have to also understand why you lose money. Okay. So be responsible for your losses lah. That is very, very important. Okay, so with that aside, with the disclaimer, okay, I am 100% ready to actually share with all of you. So coming to the first important things that I wanted to share, how do you actually use the boat system to help you to win the market consistently? Okay, so this is actually the UI boat system, the Ultimate Investing Boat to Success, a boat to freedom. Okay, so you can see in this particular boat, right, I want you to imagine this boat has got 4 components. The how, okay, which is the bottom of the boat, represents fundamental investing, fundamental analysis. And then the sail, okay, represents technical analysis. And we have the engine. The engine represents options. And last but not least, we have the life buoy. The life buoy represents portfolio management. So you can see that this boat, right, it has to have all 4 components. I want you to imagine today, if let's say today, right, okay, you are using only fundamental analysis. Okay, that means you do all the research that you have actually done. You spend like 100 hours or 200 hours. Okay, one thing that a lot of people complain is that, you know, when they do too much research, okay, and then the stock market doesn't actually move that much, they feel a little bit frustrated. They feel that, after I buy, the stock market should make money immediately. Why is it that I've been holding this for half a year and it is still not making me the profit that I'm actually looking for? And sometimes after you buy, what happened? The stock price continue to fall. So the key reason is because you have a very big how, but you do not have the sail and you do not have the engine to actually push you forward, right? So for those of you who wants to be able to travel much faster, that is where you actually need to equip yourself with the right technical analysis, and very importantly, also by having a very powerful engine. Okay, but later I'm also going to share with you is that this engine, it is a double-edged sword. It is a double-edged sword. Why do I say that? Because with a strong engine, you can actually move forward faster. But for those of you who do not know how to use it properly, if you are facing the wrong direction and then you go full speed, what is going to happen? Die lah. Okay, so some of you say GG. Okay, so that is going to happen. You are going to lose money. All right, which means that you are actually getting further and further away from your financial freedom. And last but not least, okay, some of you have done your research, you have the technical knowledge, you use options, but one thing that you didn't do is you do not have the portfolio management. Okay, you do not have the portfolio management. So it's just like going onto a boat and you realize that on this particular boat, there's no life buoy, there's no life jacket. So one day, if let's say you drop inside the water, you realize nobody can actually save you. So you realize that defeats the purpose of having this boat in the first place, right? So as you can see, this boat, right, it has to be very, very comprehensive, comprised of these 4 components. So now let's start off with the most fundamental one, which is the how of this particular boat. This is what Warren Buffett actually mentioned. Okay, we only want to buy something that you'll be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. So out of all the company that you are actually holding right now, okay, you have to ask yourself, 10 years down the road, will this company still be around? Will this company still be growing or not? Right? And very importantly, why you want to have a solid how is so that it allows you to sleep well at night. Because when you invest in a solid company, it has lesser volatility. So I'm sure some of you, okay, there are certain companies that after you invest in it, you cannot fall asleep on. You are so excited, okay, but yet at the same time, you're so worried, okay, that next day, what happened? The stock price could actually drop significantly, right? So when that happens, you realize that it defeats the purpose, okay? So this is not what we want. We want to find a company that is able to help you sleep well at night, and it will be there for the next 10 years. So this is the question that I like to ask myself. How do we know if a company is solid? Number 1, will this company be around 10 years later? And number 2, is this company growing, stagnant, or declining? Okay, very important question. Is the company growing? Is it stagnant, or is it actually declining? So which one do you think is better? Growing company, stagnant company, or declining company? Can you just type in the first letter? Just want to make sure that you guys are actually still active. Which one is better? Growing, stagnant, or declining? Okay. Luckily, I'm glad that you guys are still here. Okay, definitely we want to invest in a company that is actually still growing. So we actually have a 7-step framework to actually pick a great company, and I can actually share with you that the most important framework, right? One of the most important criteria, it is actually still this thing called profitability. And I am going to prove it to you why just by looking at profitability, it can actually help you to make money. So we have actually two companies over here, Singapore Airlines versus SATS. Okay, you can actually see that, okay, on the left-hand side, this is the earnings of Singapore Airlines. Because of the COVID, they actually have a huge hit. Okay, so the earnings actually drop to the negative region. Whereas for SATS, okay, they have been growing well over the years. Again, because of COVID, they are definitely still affected, but they are still positive. So as you can see, what happened when the company earnings goes negative, the same goes for the share price. The same goes for the share price. So if you look at SATS over the last 10 years, you can see that the price has been going up. And the moment the earnings drop, what happened? The moment the earnings drop, the share price drop as well. So there is actually a very strong correlation between earnings versus share price. So just by understanding this, if you want the share price to consistently go up, that means you want to be able to make money and you want to be able to buy low and sell high. What you want to do is very simple. You have to make sure that you are investing in a company that is profitable and it is making more and more money year after year. Okay, making more and more money year after year. So this is very, very important. So now I have another two more company over here. So we have Vicom versus Sheng Siong. You can actually see that for Vicom, okay, they are very, very consistent in terms of the earnings. And for Sheng Siong, okay, even better. Okay, you can see that the earnings actually went from 0.02 to 0.04, which is 100%, and then went on to 0.09. Another more than 100% growth in terms of the earnings. So is this also reflected well in the share price? Okay, definitely. You can see for Sheng Siong, okay, they started at about 40 cents and went up to 70 cents to $1 to 1.30 and to about $1.50. Okay, so as the earnings increase, you can see that the share price also increased in value as well. So for Vicom, okay, Vicom has been a very, very strong dividend company. Okay, so they have been consistently giving dividend, very consistent company. Okay, so you can see that the share price has also reflected relatively well. Over the last 10 years, it has actually grown 100% as well. So that's for Vicom. Now we have another two more company. This two is iFast and another one is AEM. So very interestingly, okay, I want to actually point your attention for iFast to the year 2019, 2020. You can see that there was actually a spike up in terms of the earnings. All right, so just remember 2019, 2020, the earnings for iFast actually shot up, almost double. In fact, more than double. And for AEM, they used to be in the red. Okay, 2015 was the year that it turns positive, and then you can see that the earnings also went up like extremely high from 0.02 to 0.35. That's like almost more than 1,000% in terms of the earnings per share. Now, if you look at the share price, is this also reflected? Can you see 2019, 2020? The year where the earnings increased tremendously. For iFast, the share price went up even more. Same for AEM, okay? The moment the company turned profitable, okay, what happened to the share price? The share price just go up from 50 cents to $2 to $3 and all the way to $4. Right? So these are all Singapore stocks. So for those of you who are thinking, wow, Singapore stocks very, very boring, I have to agree with you. Singapore stock is relatively boring. So you have to be even more strict. You have to be able to really pick the right one, okay, for the Singapore stock. So now let's move on to the US market. Okay, we have Apple as well as Tesla. So if you look at Apple earnings per share, year on year, it has been increasing every single year. And for Tesla, they have been negative for most of the years until 2019, okay, 2020, where they turned profitable. So if you look at Apple, very, very consistent over the last 10 years, okay, it has been consistently going higher and higher, except that over the last 1 year, like I said, because of the amount of money that's being flooded into the stock market, okay, the stock price actually went up a little bit more than the normal pace. Okay, as for Tesla, okay, the moment they actually turn profitable, you can actually see that the share price has gone up from like a $50 all the way as high as $900. $50 to $900. Okay, you can actually do your math. It is a crazy growth. Okay, so these are the US company that we are actually looking at. So you realize one thing, okay, as mentioned earlier on, there is a very, very strong correlation between a profitable company as well as the share price. Okay, as well as the share price. So like I said, okay, right now, if let's say you have quite a number of companies in your current portfolio, I think the first thing that you want to do is to run through them and double check to see whether are they profitable or not. Okay, because what you want inside your shopping list is you want to have a list of companies that are, number one, profitable. Number two, okay, you believe that they will be there for the next 10 years. And number three, we want to look for growing company. Okay, we want to look for growing company, right? So this is exactly what we want to do over here. So this is only step one. Remember, okay, this is only step one. So now that we have the shopping list, okay, with all the solid companies that we believe will be there for the next 10 years that are still growing, okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to buy a company, and within a short period of time, we are able to see profit. Right? How many of you here would love to be able to buy and then see profit? Okay, if you want that, if you think this is good, can you just type in 888 888? Right, one of the things that a lot of people have always, feedback is that, Bowen, every time I buy the stock, they always tell me that, they have no luck with investing. I ask them why. They say that every time I buy, the stock market drop. And the moment I sold it away, the share price recover. Okay. Actually, that is not uncommon. Okay. So in order for you to not fall into that category, okay, that is where you need to be able to time and look at the wind. Okay. Just like, some of the Chinese, they know this guy called Zhuge Liang, okay, looking at the wind direction. So when you are able to get the correct wind direction, okay, you actually are able to move forward, okay, much faster. So let me share with you, okay, having TA knowledge, technical analysis knowledge, is like having a big sail and having the tailwind to push you forward, to help you to accelerate. So how exactly can TA help you, right? Okay, let me share with you how I actually apply this on the stock market itself. So over here, I have this particular company called Lululemon or Lululemon, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Okay, so what is going to happen is that you can see there's actually three different areas: the blue area, the red area, and the green area. So let me ask you, if you want to be able to see profit fast, okay, you want to be able to see profit fast, which area would you prefer to invest in? The blue, the red, or the green? Just type in the first letter. Blue, red, or green? Okay, so far I've been seeing a lot of GGG and also green, right? Exactly, okay. So you realize, okay, if let's say you happen to invest in this particular company, Lululemon, during the red color area. So what is going to happen is, for example, let's say you bought into this over here. Okay, so after you buy, what happens is that you lose money. After some time, break even. Wow, I can tell you. Okay, after you lose money and then break even, right, a lot of people will have the tendency to sell it away and cut loss. Okay, sell it away and cut loss. Now, let's assume that you have a long-term horizon. So because you have learned this thing called value investing, and they always tell you that you need to look long-term. Don't sell away too early. Okay, I'm sure you have heard of this before. So you decided to hold. And after you hold, it went up. Then you'll be like, wow, see, I am right. Okay, now I am profitable. And the next thing you know is this stock comes down again, back to zero. And then it just ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Okay, so when it ding dong, you don't really care. Okay, until what happened? There is a drop again. Then you're like, oh, minus 10%, minus 20%, minus 30%. Okay, I know some of you will already start to like, oh, should I sell it away? Should I get out of this particular stock? Okay, and that's where you really look back at the fundamental of this company and you're like, oh, this is a great company. I shouldn't sell it away. And so you continue to hold it. Okay, you continue to hold it, and finally, okay, you are being rewarded as the share price starts to go up, and it goes back to your original price. Okay. So I can assure you, by now, this point of time, right, 90% of the people would sell it away. 90% or even more than 90%. They will just cut loss. They're like, yeah, I've been holding this. Can you see over here? This is 2012. Let's assume that it's somewhere around March. This is 2015. You have been holding this company for 3 years, and finally you break even. How do you feel? Can you just put in the comments? How would you feel if you are put in this position? You buy and hold and hold and hold and hold. 3 years later, 0%. Okay. Demi says Sian. What about the rest? How many of you are excited? You're like, whoa, yes, I'm glad I didn't lose any money. Okay. If you actually have that mindset, okay, great. You are very, very positive. Okay. Yeah, like Eddie Chua mentioned, okay, hey, wow, luckily I managed to, get back my capital. So I can tell you, okay, 90 to 95% of the people would actually sell it away. There will be that 1% that will not sell it away. And who is that 1%? This 1% are those that totally never look at the account. Okay, they bought and then they've forgotten about it. Okay, so there will always be this group of people. Again, is it a bad thing? You realize that, okay, once the share price move up to here, they'll be like, wow, luckily I didn't sell it away. Luckily, I never look at my account. Okay. So sometimes you realize those people that buy and forget and, 10 years later, they look at it and they are actually doing way better than those people who are looking at the stock market every single day. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, back to where I'm actually talking about. You realize that when you are investing in the red zone, chances of you looking at profit is very, very low. Okay, very, very low. So which area do we want to invest in? We want to invest in number 1, the green area. In fact, if you look at the blue area, it is also a pretty good area to invest in. So this is the part where I need to share with you about the thing called tailwind. Okay, tailwind. So we want to invest, right, when the buyer is very, very strong, when it is a buyer market. So how do we know whether is it a buyer market? Okay, you look at this 3 line. Can you see that there's actually these 3 different lines, the green line, the orange line, and the red line? Okay, so you want to actually start buying when you see all these 3 lines pointing in the same direction. Pointing in the same direction. Okay, so you can see the higher the gradient, okay, the more buyer it is. Okay, the stronger the buying. Okay, so you can actually see that actually in the blue area, because of the percentage, like actually in this area, it is also doing pretty well. Okay, you can see that all 3 lines is actually pointing upwards. All right. In the red color zone, that is where you can see that the red line and the green line will constantly cross each other. So that is where we call it a consolidation phase. All right. So remember, if you want to invest with the tailwind helping you, okay, the best time to actually invest is when all these 3 lines is pointing upwards. Okay, pointing in the same direction. Right, so now I'm going to give you another test. Okay, so now we have this Nasdaq 100 and we have the blue zone versus the green zone. So now, can you tell me which zone do you think is better to invest? Which zone has got a stronger tailwind? The blue zone or the green zone? Blue or green? Which one has got a stronger tailwind? Okay, so far I've been seeing a green. What about the rest? Okay, yeah, Bonnie also mentioned green. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so how do you know that the green is actually having stronger tailwind? As mentioned earlier, you look at the gradient. Okay, can you see that over here the gradient is definitely a lot more gentle as compared to the green one? Okay, whereby the gradient is a lot steeper. All right, so this is the period whereby the tailwind is very, very strong. So which area is this area, right? Actually, this is the area where we are right now. Okay, this is the area where we are actually right now. So I can actually tell you that the market right now over the last 6 months, it has been very, very bullish. This is really a buyer's market. So for those of you who have been consistently buying over the last 6 months, you would definitely be very, very profitable. Okay. Next, okay, having technical knowledge would also help you in these two things. Number one, you get to have better entry, and at the same time, you get to have a better exit timing. How many of you feel that this is very, very important? If you believe that timing is important, can you just type in 111 111? Is timing important? I think this is also the part whereby a lot of people will feel that maybe timing is not important if you are investing long enough. Maybe we can't time the market exactly. Okay, but this is something that I wanted to actually share with you. Having technical analysis knowledge doesn't mean that we can exactly predict when is the lowest and when is the highest, but it does gives you some clarity, okay, in terms of the probability. So what we are actually doing here with technical analysis knowledge is not saying that, okay, I guarantee that the stock, this is the lowest, I guarantee that this is the highest, but with this particular skill set, okay, you realize that you can actually increase the probability of you getting correct, okay, of you getting correct, right? So again, investing is all about probability, okay? As long as you can increase the probability, okay, the higher chance you will actually be profitable consistently. Let me share with you some real case study, okay? In fact, this case study I have also been sharing openly during our market watch as well. So the first company that I have is TSMC. Okay, TSMC, yeah. Right. So as you can see right now for this particular stock, it is actually in a consolidation phase. So when I say consolidation phase, means that it is going sideways. It is going sideways. So again, a lot of people say that, you know what, when the market is going sideways, it is one of the worst time to invest. Why? Because, you know, after I buy, the price, the stock is not going up. Okay, the stock is not going up. Okay, in fact, I beg to differ. In fact, right now, actually one of the best strategy that I like to implement, especially short term, is on this kind of sideways market. So you can actually see that, okay, when we have a sideways market, what is going to happen is that we are able to draw a obvious support and resistance. Okay, obvious support and resistance. So what it means is that, can you see that every time the stock reach this particular area, let me just draw for you. Every time the stock reach this particular price point, okay, it starts to go up. If you can see that, can you just type in yes, YES? And every time the stock reach this particular price area, it starts to come down. It starts to come down. So I'm sure that you have also heard of some of the investors, right? Okay, when they actually invest, right, they don't look at chart, they don't look at anything. They tell you that based on feeling, okay, every time this particular stock, when it reach 110, it is a good time to buy. And every time it goes to about 125, you need to sell it away. Okay, so they tell you that they have this kind of feeling. Actually, this kind of feeling, right, is if you actually take out the chart, it is basically telling you the support and resistance. So how can you actually make profit from this? Okay, very simply, as you can see, what we want to do is we want to buy at the bottom and we want to sell at the top. Okay, so you can see over here, okay, right at where the smiley face was where I actually bought into TSMC very, very recently. As you can see, this is somewhere in August. Okay, and within a short period of time, okay, it has actually gone up and it reaches the resistance. So just this upside is about 13.8%, close to 14%, I remember. Okay, close to 14%. Now, let me ask you, how many of you here don't mind making 14% within 2 weeks? Okay, if you don't mind, can you just type in DM? DM, don't mind. How many of you here don't mind making 14% over 2 weeks? Anybody mind? Anybody mind? Okay, Eddie don't mind, Jason don't mind, Candy don't mind, Demi don't mind. Okay, yeah, probably the rest. I don't know. We have quite a lot of people over here. I hope that you guys don't mind. I hope that you guys don't mind. Okay, but what I am going to share with you later on, okay, is even better. Okay, because we are not going to make just 14%. How many of you here have actually seen the returns that I make from TSMC? Okay, can you just type in what is the return that I actually managed to make from this particular trade? or anybody who have actually entered this trade because of Market Watch, okay, and you have actually made money, you can also type in the returns that you managed to profit from. Anyone remembered? Anyone remembered? Okay. But anyway, let me just share with you. Okay, this is the strategy. Yes, thank you so much, YK. I believe that this is the return that you managed to generate, okay, for your own portfolio. But as you can see, for my portfolio, I actually make 734%. Okay, 734% within 2 weeks period. Okay, within 2 weeks period. And that is really using the power of options, which I'm going to share with you later on. For those of you who have not touched options, who are new to options, okay, you definitely have to hear this. Okay, definitely have to be here for this. Okay, so you can see, okay, one thing that I like to do also when it comes to my community is whenever I take profit, whenever I sell it away, I will actually share with my students as well. So when I bought, I actually told them that I actually went in, and when I sold, okay, on the September 4th, okay, you can see September 3rd on the US market. This is September 4th because it's after 12 a.m. So this is actually on the same date. So on this particular candle, I actually sold it away. So you can see that my students actually say that, wow, 7-bagger. Okay, another of our students also say, I also closed already. Okay, yeah, I like this method. We'll try this method 10,000 times. Okay, so when you're making money, you will want to use the same method again and again. Again, it is not complicated at all. It is just applying the right strategy. So again, like I said, in order for you to make profit fast, okay, 2 things must happen. This is the perfect condition. Number 1, you must be in a very strong tailwind. Okay, so the wind must be blowing strongly. Like I said, right now, the tailwind is actually blowing really, really strong, which is actually great. And the second thing that we want, the second condition that we want is you want to have a strong engine. Can you imagine using the same technical analysis knowledge that I have earlier on? If let's say I use it to buy share, if let's say I just bought a share for TSM, how much would I make? I mean, I would still be happy with 14%, but 14% versus 700%, that is still quite a big difference. Okay, quite a big difference. So now, coming to the very exciting part, okay, how can we actually use options to 10x your return? Okay, so it is all about building a powerful engine. But like I said earlier on as well, okay, this engine, it is a double-edged sword, which I have to emphasize. If you use it correctly, in the correct direction, you are definitely going to reach your financial freedom a lot faster. We have students achieving financial freedom within a single year. Okay, within a single year. Later, I'm actually going to share what exactly happened. All right. But we also have students that went the other direction because they become greedy and they actually do all the funny stuff that we tell them not to do. Okay. And so what happened is that we have to bring them back. Okay, we have to bring them back. And I can assure you is that nowadays with knowledge everywhere, a lot of people go to YouTube, they went Google to learn about options. Many people actually went the wrong direction. And what happened is that after they have lost a lot of money, then they start to come to us, hey, Bowen, can you actually share with me how to repair my trade? So again, I just want to share options is powerful, but it is a double-edged sword. Now, I have another case study over here, and that is CRISPR Therapeutics. Okay, so this is another company that I use the same strategy based on support and resistance. So as you can see, the bottom yellow line, it is my support, and the top is where I actually took profit. So in this case, this is not a sideways market. This is not a sideways market. So that is why, okay, when it is not a sideways market, it is actually harder to time your exit. It is harder to time your exit. So again, very importantly is, okay, don't be too greedy, especially when you are doing a short-term trade. If you are happy with the return, okay, when you are doing a short-term trade, if you are happy with the return, take profit. Okay, it is not wrong to actually take profit. So you can see that previously for this particular trade, the share price has actually gone up 8%, and using options, okay, this is a call option. So I did a buy call, okay, at the premium of 255, and 8 days later, 4 days later, you can see this is August 5th and August 9th. Okay, 4 days later, I sold it at $7.81. So this is 206% in 4 days. Okay, this is for the company earlier on, which is CRISPR. Therapeutics. So again, if you compare 8% on the share price and 200% on the options, if you know how to do it, very, very powerful. Okay, so again, people say that, so Bowen, what is the downside of using this? I'm also going to share with you some of the trades that actually went in that actually go against me. Okay, so this is Alpha Protect. Alpha Protect. So you can actually see that I entered on the July 30th. Okay, 30th July. 30th July. I exited a few days later, 5 days later on August 4th. I bought it at $1 and I sold it at 18 cents. So that is like 82% loss. Okay, so the first thing I also wanted to share with you is that when it comes to options, the maximum amount that you're going to lose is 100%. So for example, over here, okay, this premium is $1. So when it comes to option, one contract represents 100 share. So which means that if I actually go for one contract, how much money do I have to come out with? I have to come out $100. Okay, I come out $100. Okay, so what happens is that I invest $100, 5 days later, I get back $18. Okay, but one thing you have to understand is that, right, this $100, right, will I lose more than the $100 that I actually invested in for this buy call? The answer is no. The maximum amount that you're going to lose is that $100. Okay. So what happened? What exactly happened for this particular company? So I actually entered on this particular candle. Okay. So for those of you who knows exactly what I'm doing, okay, I actually entered because there was a very, very strong buy-in from this EMA breakthrough, okay, from the breakthrough of the EMA. So subsequently, the market actually go against me. So you can see that it went the opposite direction. It went down, not just one day. Second day went down. The third day, wow, within a short period of time, can you see that even the share price, it has dropped 25%. So when I see this kind of drop, right, I know that this one is no chance of recovery one. Okay, no chance of recovery. So I just sell it away. Okay, no point holding on to it. Okay, no point holding on to it. So that was exactly what happened to this Alpha Protect. Okay, case study number 4. This is also one of the very, very recent trade. Okay, all the trade that I actually show you are all very recent trade that I've been sharing inside our Market Watch, okay, which is actually for all, and also some of them inside our community as well. So this is Netflix. Okay, so again, I entered based on the breakup of the resistance. So somewhere around this happy face. Okay, so this was my entry area. So you can see that the share price has actually gone up about 8.7%. Okay, 8.7%. So this is actually my exit, okay, for Netflix. So as you can see, very recently, I actually sold it away and I actually shared with my community. I say I'm taking all my profit for Netflix. Previously, I took profit for one contract at 100%, and this is the other position that I am taking profit. I also updated that I have 2 other positions that I'm still holding, Roku and Splunk. Right. So how I actually took profit for this particular strategy. So this is also very powerful when you're using options. And how I can actually use options to literally invest with very, very low risk is every time my options go up 100%, what I will do is I will sell half away. So I'll give you a scenario. For example, if let's say I invest $2,000 for this option contract, okay, so my $2,000 go up 100%. So 2,000 now become 4,000. What I do is I take back 2,000. I sold half away. So technically, I get back my capital. So I'm just letting my profit continue to run. Okay, I just let my profit continue to run. So if it continue to run even higher, even better for me. I make more money. And if the worst case scenario, the stock market suddenly just go down all the way against me, am I going to lose anything? The worst case scenario is I break even because I have already took back my capital. So can you see that knowing how to take profit and knowing how to do all this will actually reduce your risk significantly? All right, so this is exactly what happened. First contract, okay, I went into contract. The first contract, once it reached 100%, I took back my capital. And the other half, the other 100%, I continue to leave it running. And once it reached 193, I actually took profit. Right, so you can see that I actually took profit at this particular candle, this red candle over here. Right, I sold it away, and subsequently it continued to fall. So how do I know that this is a good time to exit? Again, it is with technical analysis knowledge. Okay. Yeah, and of course, there are many, many other case studies that I can actually share with you. Okay, and these are just some examples. But what I really want to show you is that with the right option strategies, you are able to generate a multiplier effect, okay, based on the share price. So like over here, the share price gone up 7%, my option go up 52%. For Cloudflare, the stock went up 16% in a day, my option went up 144% in a single day. So what will you do if you were me in this position? Same thing lah, take back your capital lor. The other 43%, let it run lah. Okay, so I always tell my student, with this strategy, there's only two scenarios. Number one is you break even. Number two is you what even more lah. So when your option go 100%, technically your risk is almost 0%. Okay, so why I say that having option is super, super powerful, and this is also one of the things that I love the most when it comes to option, is option actually gives me limited loss and unlimited gain. So earlier on, I have actually shared with you is that when I invest $100,000 or $1,000 in this option contract, the maximum that I'm going to lose is $1,000. Can I lose more than 1,000? I can't. Okay, I can't. But my $1,000, can it actually help me to make $10,000? Can it help me to make $20,000? Can it help me to make $50,000? The answer is it can. Okay, so let me ask you this question. If let's say today you invest $1,000 into this call option, how much do you think this $1,000 can actually become in a 1 year time frame? Can you just type it in? What do you think is the maximum potential that this 1,000 can actually make? Okay, real case study lah. Okay, somebody say infinity. Okay, let's not talk about infinity. But what do you think is a realistic figure that is possible? Okay, with $1,000, how much gain do you think you can actually make? Can you just type it in? With $1,000. So just now I've shared with you like 700%. So that means 1,000 becomes 7,000. But do you think it can be even more than 7,000? I'm going to just wait for y'all to type in. Yeah, if not, I scared y'all fall asleep already. How much do you think you can make? What do you think is the potential gain that you can make when you invest 1,000 into a call option? Just type in any amount that you feel that maybe 1,000 become 20,000, 1,000 become 50,000, 1,000 become, I don't know. Some of you feel that maybe 2,000 is very good already. Anyone. Again, no right or wrong. I just wanted to see based on your perspective. Amount. $1,000 can actually become how much? Anyone? If not, I will just maybe arrow. Okay, admin put 100,000. What about the rest? Okay, Claire put 20,000. I think fair enough. Okay, 1,000 become 20,000. What about the rest? What do you think is the potential of a call option with $1,000 based on a 1 year time frame? 1 year time frame. How much do you think it can go up? Let's have 3 more answers. Okay, let's just have 3 more answers while I drink some water. Okay, 1,000 become 50,000. If it's GameStop, then to the sky lah. But yeah lah, there's still a figure. Maybe you can just put in any figure. Let's say you went into GameStop lah. How much would that become? Okay, 25,000, 50,000. Wow, not bad. Okay, any more? Can we have one more? One more. Bonnie, what do you think? Bonnie, yes. Wow, see, when I call you, then you type in already. 30,000. Okay, yeah, fantastic. I think this is definitely all doable. 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, 50,000. Okay, but what I'm going to show you now is a real case study. Okay, from one of our students. Okay, so what happened is that at the point of time, he actually invested into this particular company. Actually, I also forgotten what was that company. Okay, I'm not sure. Paul, do you remember what was this particular company? Is it AMD or any of the company? Right. Okay, but anyway, okay, the amount that he actually invested was $1,300. Okay, not 1,000. $1,300. And from this $1,300, it gave him a profit of 126,000 US dollar. Okay, 126,000 profit US dollar. So technically, his 1,003 become 127,000 plus lah. Okay, that's why the profit is 126,000. Okay, so as you can see, this is really the potential of option. So for that position, worst case, if let's say the market actually go against him, how much will he lose? He lose 1,003 lah. But with that 1,003, it actually gave him 126,000. And you can actually see that it is not that one company alone. Of course, that company gave him quite a fair bit of a gain, but he has a lot of other companies that is making like 800%, 30%, 50%, 143%, 73%. Okay, this is really how we want to use options to really fast track our route to financial freedom. But I wanted to share with you some of the important points that he actually shared. Okay, so yeah, he did say that one of the best things is to join UI. Okay, but anyway, very importantly is the key takeaway that he mentioned. Less is more. The less I trade, the more I make. I don't believe that until I experience it. Okay, so over here, what I don't really emphasize is I'm not telling you to trade like a day trader every single day, constantly look at the stock market. Okay, you don't have to do that. Okay, you don't have to do that. In fact, okay, using the method that I'm going to show you later on, really every day all you need is just like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, okay, to take a look at your watch list, which is very important. So once you have your watch list, you are going to save a lot of time. If you don't have a watch list, then you're going to spend a lot of time. The second thing is do not feed the market into your strategy. If there's nothing to trade, don't trade. Fair enough. Huh? The third thing is cut the losers, retain the winners, follow the strategy. Okay, so when the crosses happen, just cut, remove the emotions. Right. So over here, you can see that you only see my winners here because the losers has been cut. So he has a certain system that he has actually been following, which later I'm also going to show you exactly the system that he is actually doing to actually generate his kind of return. Okay. So now this is the exciting part. Okay. So this is the part where for those of you who are already invested into the stock market, if you are not getting the returns that you are generating, okay, if you're not seeing the consistency in terms of your return, this is the part where I definitely need you to focus on. Okay, so why doing the 30 days investing challenge can help improve your current results? I am going to show you that when you invest without a system, what is going to happen is that you tend to use a lot of your emotions, right? So what happened is that once you have a proven system, okay, it has already been proven that you will be able to reach your financial goal much faster. Okay, and this is the boat system that I have actually shared with you earlier on. But the next thing that I'm going to share with you, very, very powerful, it starts with this 3-letter called DCL. Okay, now I need everybody, okay, I need everyone now to type in this 3 alphabet DCL inside the chat. And why I want you to type in, because I want you to be able to remember this, because just this whole webinar, okay, just by understanding this, it will increase your return 100%. This one I can guarantee. Just by understanding this concept, okay, it will literally change your whole portfolio around. So I need everybody to just type in this thing called DCL, okay, DCL. Great. So what exactly is DCL? Okay, so the first D stands for diversification. Okay, diversification. So again, we have to understand that we do not diversify for the sake of diversifying. Okay, so some of you say that, okay, I'm going to diversify by buying into unit trust. I'm going to diversify by buying into ETF. Yep, I think those are great instruments. Okay, I think it is good to invest into those. But, okay, when I say diversification, what it means is that, okay, over here, you can see that, okay, we have a starting capital of $10,000 for this particular challenge. And every entry over here is every entry is different stocks. So like this is Skyworks, this is Ahmad, this is 3N, this is TSM. Every line is different stock. So I want you to actually see the buy amount. Can you see the buy amount? 820, 885, 720, 910, 940. Okay, I'm going to get the highlighter. So 910, 940, 850, 1064. You can actually see that all of the buy amount is close to how much? It's close to $1,000. It is actually very close to $1,000. So the first D that I wanted to share with you, how do you diversify, is every entry that you go in, allocate 10%. Allocate 10%. So if you have a starting capital of $10,000, every entry that you go in, go for about $1,000. So what happens if, let's say, you have a smaller portfolio? If, let's say, your portfolio is only 5,000, 10% of 5,000, every entry make it $500 or close to $500. And for those of you with a larger portfolio, can you do the same thing? If you have 1 million, same thing. Every one of them, 10%. Okay, but one thing I can share with you, if your portfolio is above 50,000, okay, the percentage will be smaller. Okay, the percentage will be smaller. So you can do like 5%. Okay, every single trade is 5%. If you have more than 50,000 and above. But if you have 10,000, I think 10% is a good amount. So this is the first D. The second C is cut your losers. Cut your losers. So C stands for cut your losers. So you can actually see over here those in red are those that are losing money. So you will also realize that okay, all the percentage is close to 25%. So every time my options drop 25%, I will cut it away. Okay, so there is a certain system that we do. Every time the options drop 25%, you have to get out. You have to get out. Right? And what is the last L? What is the last L? So L stands for let your profit run. Okay, let your profit run. Okay, sounds simple, but I can tell you that this is very, very powerful. You can actually see that all the gains that I have, 56%, 86%, 50%, 66, 67, can you see that all of them are above how many percent? All of them are above 50%. Okay, all of them are above 50%. Except that later you will be able to see that these three are the special case. Okay, and also this one, which there's a reason for it. Okay, there's a reason for it. These three is the special case and the last one. So what exactly happened over here? Okay, and this happened to everyone, including myself. So sometimes when you invest in the stock market and you start to have a lot of win. So when you have a lot of win, what happened? You start to become more arrogant. You start to feel that, wow, you're super good at picking the right stocks. Okay, you start to feel more confident. And when you start to feel more confident, what happened? You tend to do more aggressive trade. You tend to not follow the system that strictly. Agree? So that was exactly what happened to me. So after I was doing pretty well during my first 8 trade, okay, what happened is that I went into this 3 company. And what happened is that I have the habit of after I went in, I actually reflect on why did I enter in the first place. So after I went in, actually one day later, I actually take a look and I realized that, hey, I shouldn't have entered in the first place because the signal to enter wasn't that obvious. It wasn't that obvious. So when I realized that mistake that I made, what happened was I actually just cut it away. Even though some of them was profitable, some of them were losing money, I don't care because I shouldn't have entered in the first place. So can you see that you have to manage your emotions? If you don't manage your emotions is going to control you. And when that happens, it will control your profit and loss as well. Okay. And what about the last one? Why is it that 16% I went to took profit? Very simply, because this is a 30 days investing challenge. So on the last day, I decided to just end off everything nicely and then I just sold it away, which I actually regretted. Why? Because within a single week after I closed off, okay, it actually went up a lot more. So if I were to hold on to it, I would have been making like 100% just on the last one. But anyway, you can see that overall, using this particular system, I was able to generate 33.6% in a single month within 30 days. Now, is that something that you guys don't mind making? 33.6% within a single month. If you don't mind, can you just type in don't mind, DM. Right. If you don't mind, can you just tell me to put in DM, don't mind. Right, now this is the part where I need you to actually understand. This thing is very, very powerful. So I just repeat, okay? The D stands for diversification, which is at 10%. The C stands for cut your losers, so which is at 25%. And the L is let the profit run at 50%. Now, I want you to imagine right now, okay? Okay, right now, if let's say today we were to invest into 10 different stocks, okay? So let's assume that I have a probability of getting correct of 50%. So which means that out of these 10, 5 will be profitable, 5 I'll be wrong. Okay, 5 I'll be profitable, 5 I'll be wrong. But I followed this particular system, which means that the 5 that I'm wrong, how much do I lose? Minus 25, minus 25, minus 25, minus 25, minus 25. The other 5 that are making money, how much am I going to make at the minimum? Plus 50, plus 50, plus 50, plus 50, plus 50. overall combined together, do you think this portfolio will be positive or negative? If you think it's positive, type P. If you think it's negative, type N. Can you see it's going to be positive? Okay, so this is very, 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 very powerful. Yeah, just to answer Eddie's question, you bought a 1 month call. No. This is actually way longer. This one I think is easily a 3 month to 6 month call. 3 month to 6 month call. Okay, okay, let me just move on. Okay, because this is super powerful. I just want to make sure that you guys are clear on this. Okay, so now coming to the last part on why you should actually start investing today. Okay, so I have also been sharing this many times, is that with the amount of money supply being increased tremendously, okay, because of the Federal Reserve, you can actually see that, okay, for those of you who are not aware of how much money is being printed, how much money is being pumped into the market, over the last 10 years, you can actually see that this was the increase. Okay, let me look for my mouse. You can see that the increase in the money supply was pretty gradual until what happened? COVID happened. The amount of money that's being printed increased tremendously. Just to give you, some numbers to have a better understanding. Okay, I will be sharing with you over the last 10 years. Okay, over the last 10 years, from 2008, 2007, which is the global financial crisis, okay, up to the end, which is about 10 years, the US government has did this thing called QE1, QE2, QE3, QE4. So which means that they are constantly printing money. They are stimulating the market by flooding it with cash. And every time they flood the money with cash, what happened? You can see that the stock market will go up. The stock market will go up. The stock market will go up. Okay. And this is the US retail sales. You can actually see that recently, right? Because of COVID, when you thought that everybody should be at home, okay, and not spending money, you'll be surprised that the US retail sales has actually spiked up. Okay, yeah, because the US citizen, they are actually having so much cash because the government is literally just giving them free money. And with all this extra disposable cash that they have, what they do is they just spend. Especially nowadays when everything is online, you just order and it get delivered to your house. The US retail sales is doing extremely well. You have never seen this kind of spike any time before in history. Right, so what keeps the stock market going like a bull, right, is really the amount of money that is being flooded into the stock market. So this bull has been running over the last 10 years because of the amount of money that's being flooded in. Okay, but like I've mentioned earlier on, the amount of money that's being printed over the last 10 years is more than the amount of money being printed from 2007 all the way to 2020. So the last 10 years, okay, we have printed more money in these 2 years. So that is the amount of money that's being pumped into the stock market. Okay, really crazy. So what is the downside with so much liquidity being pumped? Is this thing called inflation. So if you have been looking at CNBC or any of the news, they have, all the investors are constantly looking at this factor. Okay, what is the current inflation rate at? I think right now it's about 4%. Okay, which to them is still okay. Okay, 4% to them is normal. Okay, because they are expecting inflation to be even higher. Okay, even higher. So what is going to happen is that you realize that the 10-year government bond right now, okay, it is giving a 1.31% yield. So this is like you are investing into the government. The government is lending money from you, okay, borrowing money from you. And the interest that they are actually giving is 1.31%, which is extremely low. Okay, and this is also the reason why nowadays, if you actually go and take any loan, whether is it mortgage loan or bank loan or any kind of loan, you realize that the interest is super low. It's super low. What are they trying to do? They are trying to get you to invest more. Go and borrow money and expand your business. Go and take the money and buy more property. Go and take the money and go and invest into the stock market. So in this way, they are able to stimulate the market, okay, by getting people to invest into all these assets. But what is going to happen is that you will have this thing called negative real return. So let me share with you, if let's say we are able to we are currently right now having an inflation of 3%. And if let's say we are putting our money inside the bank and the bank is giving us 1% every single year. So that actually means that every single year, even though you're not doing anything, technically, right, the amount of money that you have inside the bank is actually getting eroded in terms of value by 2% every single year. Okay, so which means that as this 2% grow every single year, you realize that 5 years down the road, the same amount of money that you have is going to buy less and less things moving forward. So again, like I said, this is going to get worse lah. Okay, because like I said, right now inflation is really at 4%, and we are expecting it to hit like 5%, 6%, okay, or even higher. So now the worst case scenario, especially for those that are actually close to retirement, is that you realize that, okay, you have been saving for 20 years, 30 years, and then suddenly, okay, because you are going to retire, when you take out the money, you realize that, hey, this is actually not enough for your retirement. All right. So why I say that right now is actually the best perfect condition for you to actually start investing is because, like I said, right now the tailwind is still blowing very, very strongly. Okay, even though I have to tell you that the amount of wind is getting smaller and smaller, but it is definitely still blowing. Okay, yeah. So if you miss this chance, okay, then you probably have to wait unless you know how to short the market, which is another technique that you have to master. Okay, and at the same time, okay, when you know how to master the powerful options technique, okay, you are actually able to reach your goal a lot faster. So this is one of our students, okay, he actually mentioned that investing is not gambling. Okay, be patient and wait for signal to reap the reward. I think this is definitely very, very true. Okay, we are not doing gambling. Okay, what we want is to have a certain system and to be able to make profit consistently. Right. So just to reiterate, okay, why I feel that right now, for those of you who are not yet investing, okay, you definitely have to do something because, like I said, the storm ahead. When is it coming? To be honest, I don't have an exact date. I always joke that I know the exact date, and the date is November 27. But for those of you who know what is November 27, that is actually my birthday. Okay, so nobody can predict when the crash is going to happen. But if you ask me, I do see that it is going to happen in less than a year. In less than a year. All right. So many people have already said that next year is going to be a very, very challenging year. I don't know much about it, okay, but I will be constantly looking at this figure. Right now it's 38.54, okay. As the market continues to go higher, closer to 45, okay. Once it reaches 45, I can tell you that I'll be selling away most of my position away. I'll be doing only short-term trade. This is exactly what I'll be doing. And when the next crisis comes, okay, this is exactly what is going to happen. Okay, do expect at least a 50% drop in the index. Okay, do expect a 50% drop in the index. Now, I know a lot of people will say that, wow, Bowen, 50% drop, not that bad. All I need to do is just wait for the thing to go to the lowest and then I start buying, right? Okay, but I can actually tell you that, okay, the recovery, right, it might not come as fast as last year. Somebody said, like last year, the market drop, and then suddenly recover very quickly. So if let's say next year, the stock market crash, don't worry when the stock market crash, I will just buy when everything is low. And then 1 year later, 2 years later, I will make back my profit. I will make even more. But I can actually share with you earlier on during the dot-com bubble, okay, as well as the great financial crisis, sometimes the recover took at least 5 to 10 years. So which means that the stock dropped 50% and it take 5 to 10 years before it recover back to the original high. Okay, yeah, so this is something that I feel that is rather more challenging, okay, because it's not going to be that fast recover as compared to last year. So up till now, okay, I have been sharing with you quite a number of information, okay. So let me just do a quick check, okay. Are y'all learning something so far? If you are learning something so far, can you just type in 888? Okay, I'm just going to take a quick break over here. If you're learning something so far, can you just type in 888? So now this is the part where I need you guys to actually do a little bit of a work. I need you guys to do a little bit of a work. Can you just type in one thing that you have actually taken away from this webinar? Just one thing. What is the one thing that you have actually learned from this webinar so far? Okay, November 27, the market will crash. Okay. Other than that, what about the rest? So remember, this is a workshop. So Let's hear from your response. Let's hear from your response. Okay, that's great. Don't be greedy. Okay, thanks for the learning from Aggie. And what about the rest? What about the rest? Other than don't be greedy, what have you learned? I'm surprised nobody typed in DCL. I asked you all to type so many times. Okay. Anyone feel that the DCL is something that you have actually learned? Okay, from Kaylee, 900% profit possible. Okay, that's great. I think very importantly is to open up your mindset as well. Need to put in effort to get result. Exactly. Okay. So again, over here we are not teaching you shortcut. We are not telling you that okay, you just do this and then next year you can retire at an island with a long island tea. You know, you definitely have to put in effort lah. Okay, definitely put in effort. Okay, tailwind is still on. Fantastic. Okay. Any more? Next crash will be huge. Definitely. Option is a double-edged sword, no baojia, but can improve probability of winning. Wonderful. Wow, I really love all the things that you guys are actually typing in right now. Okay, let's just have like one or two more and then I'll just move on. Okay, fantastic. From Kaylee, watch out for coming crash. And one last one. That's great. Thanks so much, JK. Okay, clarity increases the probability. Okay, again, like I said, this boat theory, like I said, this boat system is something that's developed by the three co-founder. So again, everything that we actually included, okay, again, it doesn't mean that it is guaranteed, but what we really want is to have more clarity and also to have the higher probability of success. But once again, like I said, even if you have the FA, the T, and the options, but remember, if you do not do your portfolio management well, it's just like the boat without the life buoy. Once again, it is very, very dangerous. Okay, and I can really share with you that this is really based on personal experience, right? And that is where I need to tell you that the life buoy is super important, right? So what is going to happen next is, I know some of you have been asking, Bowen, you mentioned that you have some courses and things like that. Okay, can you actually share with me? Okay, we will actually talk about our courses, okay, right towards the end. Okay, but right now I wanted to actually share with you some other resources as well. Okay, so for those of you who wants to be able to pick up more investing, skill, investment knowledge, I will be sharing with you some free places that you can actually get content and also some paid one. So the first thing that I just wanted to share is, why do we want to have more resources? I know a lot of people also ask me, Bowen, I can go to Google, I can go to YouTube. There's so much information over there. My best friend is Google. I can actually tell you that, okay, exactly, too much information is the problem with Google. Okay, because when there are so much information, you do not know which one to follow. You do not know which one is actually correct, which one is actually wrong. Right. So you realize that why are actually people willing to pay, to attend school, to attend classes? What they are actually looking for is consolidated information. Okay, consolidated information. So again, when the information is being consolidated, okay, and actually proven and tested, it will actually save you time and in some cases, money as well. So now I have actually 4 bonus resources that I just wanted to share with you for those of you who actually come join us for this particular webinar. So the first place, I'm sure you guys are familiar. Later on, if you are not yet inside, I will share with you the link. It is entirely free, and that is our UISG Telegram, where every Sunday we will have this thing called Market Watch. I hope you guys have been following us. Okay, and the second place is Columbia Business School. Okay, Columbia Business School. And the next one, if you want to find out more about technical analysis, in fact, okay, where is the best place to learn? You can actually go to SMU. They have a TA courses. All right. And last but not least, okay, for those of you who wants to be able to learn our boat theory and also how do you actually do the 30 days investment system, okay, I will also be sharing with you how you can actually join our community right at the end of this webinar as well. Where to see the graph that reflect crash is near. Later, I will share with you, okay? We have a Q&A towards the end. I will actually answer all the questions towards the end. So the first place is, of course, our Telegram. So I believe that most of you should already be inside lah. But anyway, if you're not yet inside our Telegram, okay, please do join. We share a lot of powerful news, okay? And all the special session that we have, you know, all the market watch, all the Zoom link, it will also be shared inside our Telegram. So how do you join? Okay, we have actually put up the link over at the chat, t.me/ultimateinvestorsg. Okay, so this is entirely free. All you need to do is just, you need to have a Telegram. Okay, you need to have a Telegram. The second place, the second resources I wanted to point out to you is Columbia Business School. Okay, so why I would say that, okay, in fact, COVID, right, even though I know that, you know, this is definitely not a good thing that is happening, but one of the things that I would say has benefited is how people actually learn. Okay, because what happened is that Columbia Business School in the past, if you want to learn from this place, right, if you want to learn from the lecturer, you have to fly all the way to I believe this is in US or UK. I've forgotten exactly. Okay, I believe it's US. But right now, because of COVID, they have actually moved the whole syllabus online. Okay, and not only that, because it is actually online, the price has also been reduced. Okay, the price has also been reduced. So this is Columbia Business School. Okay, the price that you can actually spend is $3,750. Why I find that this is very, very valuable, because this is the place where Warren Buffett learned investing. Okay, from his mentor Benjamin Graham. So if you want to learn exactly what makes Warren Buffett, you know, the richest investor in the world, this is exactly where. Okay, this is the same place, the same knowledge. Okay, in fact, I would say that many of the lecturer is still there as well. Okay, they actually passed down all this knowledge. So at 3,750, other than the knowledge, I can actually assure you that those people that attend this course, many of them, they are already millionaire. Okay, and they just want to learn even more. Okay, so the network that you can actually get when you actually attend this will be way more than that $3,750. At the second place, okay, is actually SMU. So like I said, TA, very, very powerful, because with TA, you know exactly when is a better time to enter and when is a better time to exit. Especially right now, okay, where I would say that most of my trade is actually done short term, I actually uses technical analysis even more, okay, to help me to actually get my entry and my exit. And also I combine with my option strategy to help me to actually get the profit much faster as well. So this is SMU, okay, they actually conduct this, and these are some of the things that they teach, like moving average, oscillator, candlesticks. All right, so you can see that the prices is actually 1712. Okay, so I would say that spending 1,700 to help you to learn a skill set that can actually help you to make money, super worth it. Okay, super worth it. All right, so this is the second place. You can actually take the photo, and then if you want later, you can get and search for it lah. Okay, it's called Introduction to Trading Using Technical Analysis. Right, and of course, the last place, I just want to also share the place that I actually am from. Okay, together with me and my co-founder Paul, as well as Ivan. Okay, and so we are actually from Ultimate Investing, in case you are not sure. Okay, so I'm going to spend like the last 10 minutes. Okay, for those of you who want to be able to join us. Okay, I have a special bonus, okay, and special offer for those of you who are actually here for this particular webinar, right? So do stay on to the end, because like I said, this is really a one-off offer that we will be offering for those of you who wants to join us for tonight. Again, like I said, this is totally optional. Okay, this is totally optional. So this is actually the date that we will be conducting our classes. So it is actually happening next month, 23rd as well as 30th. So you can see that we actually stagger the date 1 week apart. Okay, why is that so? Because during this 1 week, there will be certain assignment that we will also want you guys to do. Okay, so it is a lot about learning and applying immediately. Okay, so 23rd and 30th October, it is on 2 different Saturdays. So now you can take it down. Okay, we will also be putting it inside the chat. Now, this is actually for you. Okay, again, like I said, not everybody is suitable. Okay, but if let's say you don't mind having a secondary income, okay, this is for you. If you don't mind generating extra cash flow, this is for you. If you don't mind seeing consistent ROI, okay, this is for you. And last but not least, if you don't mind having a guided system to help you see results faster, okay, do stay on, because what I'm going to share with you is going to definitely help you as well. So now in UI, this is the 3 important steps that we always do. Number 1 is to create a shopping list. Number 2 is to look at the trend. And last but not least is to execute with the right options strategy. Okay, so it is always a step-by-step process. So why do we want to have a shopping list? Okay, so this is something that I just wanted to share with you. This is my own personal watch list. So why having a watch list is important? To me, it is just about saving time. It is just about time saving. Okay, so every day, all I need to do, right, okay, when the market open at 9:30 is I will just go to my watch list and I will just run them through. Okay, in fact, my list is more than this. Okay, I have about 50 over stocks inside my watch list, and all the 50 stocks are basically company that has actually fulfilled my own criteria. Okay, remember the criteria that I actually shared with you earlier on. We want to look for companies that will be there for the next 10 years. We want to look for companies that are profitable. We want to look for companies that are actually still growing. Okay, so you are going to do the homework beforehand. Look for all these companies, put them together in your watch list. Okay, so you realize that we do not just simply go in because they are good company. We also want to make sure that we go in at the better timing. Okay, and that is where the step 2 will come in later on. So step 1, get all the good company in first. All the not so good one, let other people take a look. Okay, we only want to focus on the good company. So that's why I say the watch list is very, very important. Okay, so inside these 2 days trend investing bootcamp, we will be actually covering the 3 areas. Number 1 is the fundamental. So we'll share with you exactly the 7 step. How do you actually pick a good company? We will share with you how do you actually buy undervalued company. Okay, those are all covered under fundamental. The technical portion is the place where we share with you what is the timing to exit, what is the timing to enter. Okay, a lot of people say, should I buy right now because the market is so expensive? Okay, I love to buy when the market is expensive because I tell them expensive can become more expensive. If you look at companies like Facebook, companies like Apple, can you see that they are constantly getting more and more expensive? 10 years ago, they are expensive. 5 years ago, they are even more expensive. 1 year ago, even more expensive than before. That's the whole idea. When a company is constantly growing, the share price will constantly increase in value. All right. So very importantly, we want to look for companies that are relatively expensive, because expensive can become even more expensive. And last but not least, it is really using the correct option strategy. A lot of people, when it comes to options, okay, they went to online, they went to Google, they learn all the funny option strategies, Stranger, Straddle, Butterfly, Iron Condor. I can tell you, okay, out of 10%, 9 of them, right, they give up. Why? Because it is too confusing. Okay, it is too confusing, right? So over here, okay, in UI, we only focus on option strategy that has been proven to work. Okay, so again, we are not, just to share with you upfront, we are not going to teach you all the fanciful option strategy. We are only focusing on the correct option to execute. Okay, there are certain important criteria that you have to look at when you are using options. These are all the things that we will be actually covering. Okay, and of course, very importantly, is exactly where to click and what to do. That is also very, very important. So it's all about the execution. So now, okay, just I've mentioned, okay, a lot of people can tell you when to buy. When you go to YouTube, people tell you, oh, now it's time to buy this, now it's the time to buy that. But you realize that nobody will tell you exactly when they are going to sell. Okay, but knowing when to sell is actually the key to consistent profitability. All right, so that is also the part where we combine with a certain system, we combine with our technical analysis knowledge to actually help you to share with you exactly when to sell. So very, very powerful. So in this 2 days trend investing masterclass, okay, it is all about teaching you how to fish. Okay, so we believe in actually not giving you the fish directly, but really sharing with you exactly how to do it. So now some of you will be wondering, so why ultimate investing? Okay, so let me just share with you. Okay, so many of our students, before they actually join us, they have attended many other courses as well. So this is from Shuning, one of our students. She said that team, which is Trend Investing Masterclass, is the second investing course I attended, and it will be my last because I have found the right one. Okay, and of course, you can actually go over to Seedly, okay, to check out our review as well. So we have many of our students leaving us really, really amazing review. And this is from Jimmy, okay, one of our students. I have joined many investment courses, okay, and UI is so hand-holding, nurturing, and nagging to help us improve. So again, like I said, if you want to join us, you have to don't mind us being nag at you. Okay, remember, we are here to nag at you, not because we want to scold you, but really because we want you to be able to see results. Now, for those of you who are new to investing, okay, don't have to worry because we have, easy to apply strategies. Okay, this is what Jackson mentioned. Easy to understand, easy to execute, and very convenient to join, even when I am doing household chore. Wow, it is so simple, okay? Even while doing household chore, also can do trade. And this is from Ashley. The content is easy to understand. The investing method is more straightforward and easy, okay, to execute. So again, what is our USP, our special point? It is actually based on our years of experience, okay? And over here, like I said, it is not about me, okay? Together with me, I have Paul as well as Ivan, okay? The three of us combined, okay, is also why you get to learn fundamental, technical, and options together. So we actually get, the thing that we are actually strong at, we combine it together. And in these 2 days, okay, all three of us will be the one that is personally guiding you guys through. Okay, and really, you guys need to learn from Paul and Ivan because they have actually been through many crises, so they know exactly what to do. Okay, and of course, how do you actually prepare for the next financial crisis? So really important to go and learn from people who have actually done that and been there before. So really in UI, this is what we always tell our students, like we focus on your success. So if you don't mind nagging at us, okay, because we want you to succeed, okay, then you can actually join us. So this is Karen. So Karen, as you can see, last year, okay, she actually do a very different strategy. She loved to buy share and she loved to do selling options, okay, to generate cash flow. So the returns not as fantastic as some of our students getting a few 100%, 1000%, but I would say that using her method, okay, her preferred style, she's able to generate very consistent return. You can see this is her portfolio. Everything is positive, right? Very amazing. And this is Teddy. Okay, so Teddy is a business owner. So when he actually joined us, okay, he actually said that he's looking for alternative income. Okay, in the event whereby the business, if let's say is actually a bit down, at least he still has something to actually fall back on. Okay, and I think in current condition, current climate, many business owners actually came to us because they are looking for an alternative stream of income. So this is Teddy with some of his return. You can see that he's actually more aggressive. He goes for the trade that is focusing on capital gain. Okay, and that is why you can see that his returns, he has like 100%, 800%, and even more. And of course, last but not least, okay, we have one of our students that actually did so well, okay, and he is so good that we actually promoted him to become one of our coaches as well. So when you actually get to join us, you probably will also get to learn from this gentleman. His name is called CS. So CS came to join us about close to 2 years back. Okay, and he actually started with a very small portfolio, okay, which is about 13,000 US dollar. Okay, and with the strategy that we actually taught him within 1 single year, okay, within 1 single year, he actually grew his portfolio from 13,000 to a 6-figure US dollar portfolio. Okay, you can actually see that from this post that he actually did within 2 months, his 13K has already grown to become 72,000. Okay, so right now, okay, his portfolio is definitely in the 6-figure. It's more than 200,000, I believe. Okay, based on his last updated. So really amazing result. So this is, again, like I said, okay, this is from our student. Okay, if you are stuck making low returns, okay, very important that things that you can do is to change your environment. So this is what Jackson mentioned. I just wanted to also share with all of you. Okay, he said that, oh my God, I can't stay in this group anymore. Other people are looking at 15%, 20% per year. Then I'll say, I kick you out. But actually he mentioned that, because this group, 100% is like everyday business. So we have many of our students, even our trainers, we are constantly getting like more than 100%. So we are constantly getting back our capital, okay, and using free shares and free options to actually grow our portfolio. So if you want to be able to make more than 100% and have a lot of free shares, okay, we welcome you to actually join our community. So don't worry, we will not kick you out. So now, very importantly, is what is the fee for this Trend Investing Masterclass? Okay, so this is the price that we are actually charging. Okay, this is a 2 days boot camp. Okay, that we used to charge for 1994. This is when before COVID happened, when we were actually having a live physical class. Okay, we were actually charging at this particular rate. But again, like I said, we have good news for you. Why? Because right now we are not. I mean, unfortunately, we are not able to move back to a physical class. But of course, the good thing is that we are able to reduce our cost. And so we are able to pass the saving to you guys. So which also means that we don't have to charge at that high price, okay, for anybody to actually learn from us. So again, just to take down the dates again, 23rd and 30th October, this is the 2-day classes. It will happen through Zoom. Okay, it will happen through Zoom. And so you can see that this is the amount that our student used to actually pay. Okay, this is in January last year. Okay, so by moving online, we are able to pass the price, the discount to you. So this is actually the price that you guys have to pay. Okay, for this 2 days online class. Everything, pretty much the whole content remains the same. Okay, but the prices has actually dropped significantly. Okay, at only 594. This is the 2 days bootcamp that you guys are going to get. Now, if for those of you who want to actually join us, okay, for this 23rd and 30th October, this is actually the link that you guys can actually go to bit.ly/TIB October. Okay, TIB October. This is the date. Okay, but for those of you who are actually here, okay, tonight, I have some bonus that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so you can actually open up the link first, but later on, I have some really, really good news to share with all of you, especially for those of you who are ready to actually join us. I have some action-taking bonus for all of you as well. So what happened is that all the bonus that I'm going to share with you later on will only be available only for tonight. Okay, so later on, I will start the timer. Right now, it's about 9:56 lah. So at about 10:15, okay, all the bonus will not be available, okay, for those who sign up after 10:15. So what is the bonus that we will actually be offering for those of you who are actually here for this particular webinar? The first bonus that I have is that, okay, you are not only going to get the 2 days, okay, because we have received a lot of feedback that, you know, after the 2 days, they wanted to actually relearn the thing. So what happened is that we have actually recorded all the sessions into an online courses with all the different modules. So if you want to refresh some of the technical analysis portion, you can exactly just go to the video on technical analysis. Or if you want to learn how to execute the options, you can go to the online courses and go to the options portion directly. Okay, so it's very, very straightforward. Okay, you will actually get the full recording, okay, of all the content that we are actually teaching you, okay, including some of the bonus sharing that we have actually been conducting over the 2 years. All the information is actually all online and we are giving it to all of you as well. So again, like I said, other than the 2-day classes, you are going to get our online courses, which include all the information that you will be learning over the 2 days, plus additional bonus information, okay, which we will actually be sharing inside this. So this is the online portal that we are using. It's a teachable platform. So you can see that this is the price that we actually charge just purely for the online course itself. So for those of you who don't want to attend the 2 days, you just want online, everything online, okay, this is the price lah, okay, 394. So you can see that everything is there, from the fundamental to the technical to the options to the strategies to the portfolio management. Okay, more than 500 minutes of training videos. You get to learn them at your own pace. Now, the second bonus that I have for you guys, okay, it is very, very valuable. Again, like I said, this is because of my time. Okay, I don't do this very, very often. Okay, but I really want to help those of you who are actually joining us tonight. Okay, so I will actually personally be offering a live trade for those of you who are actually joining us tonight. Okay, I will say that the live trade is easily worth at least 1,500. So this is going to be the date. Okay, there will only be one date. So if you can't make it for this date, we will record it and we will send it to you. Okay, there will not be any additional live trade other than this particular date. So if you're joining us, okay, take down this date, okay, lock it in your calendar. Okay, it's happening on a Tuesday, 28th of September. It is going to happen at 9 p.m. So the market is going to happen at 9:30. What happened is that from 9 to 9:30, we are going to do some refresher. We're going to do some preparation. 9:30, when the market is open, we are going into the market. okay, and you are going to do your live trade. So for most of you, in fact, you probably have not even attended the class. So what happened is that I want you to be able to see profit even before you come for the class. If you think this is something that is good, okay, making profit before you come for the class, can you just type in 888? How many of you would love to make profit before even coming for the class? Or how many of you mind? maybe some of you mind. Okay, but I definitely don't mind. Again, what we want to do over here is we want you to be able to learn as early as possible and also to be able to execute the trade as early as possible, because we understand that the boot camp is in October. So from now until October, there's this time frame. So in the meantime, okay, once you actually sign up, we will give you the online access. You can actually get to start and learn all the online videos already. Then on this particular night, okay, 28th of September, join me on the live trade, okay? Get your account, everything set up. On this particular date, we are going to look for opportunity together, okay? If let's say that particular day, no entry, okay, I will find another date and I'll do another live trade for you guys, okay? If let's say we really find no trade. Again, like I said, I don't want to guarantee any trade on that day. So if really there's no trade, I will actually compensate you with another day, okay, of live trade. That is my promise to you guys. Right, so this is some of our students, okay? So you can see that from Michelle, we'll look forward to more of their live. So they love the live trade, okay? This is from Mike. I learned something over this 16 June live trade platform on sell put strategy. So I also do share certain strategies, new strategies during this live trade as well. This is from Kit. A live trade from Bowen helps tremendously when he takes the time to talk us through. Right, so this is the 2 bonuses that I have. And the third bonus that I wanted to give you guys is actually bonus number 3, and that is the UI Insider Stock Watch List. Okay, so the UI Insider is a group of students that is very highly committed, okay, and to actually do research and also share information. So we actually come together and actually create this watch list, okay, that is actually updated every 3 months. So what happened is that, okay, for those of you who are actually joining us tonight, again, I want to save your time, okay? Because why? When you join us, it's all about time saving, and also we want you to avoid making mistakes. So we are actually going to give you our watch list. So which means that once you have this watch list, step 1 already done for you, okay? All you need to do is just go to the video, go and learn how to actually look at the trend, okay, which is step number 2. And also you just focus on step number 3, which is execution. So step 1, the watch list all done for you. Learn how to look for entry and learn how to execute the trade. That's all you need to do. So this is highly valuable. This is really about a lot of man hours to update the list. So in this particular watch list, we have more than 30 companies inside the watch list, and we will actually be giving it to you. And again, this is all very, very updated with all the financial information inside as well. Now, okay, these are all the bonuses that I have, okay? I just repeat, number 1 is basically the online courses that we'll be giving you. Number 2 is live trade. And number 3, it is actually the watch list, right? So now, just want to do a quick check. How many of you here would love to have more bonuses? How many of you here are actually ready to join us, but you actually don't mind getting more bonuses? If you want, right, just can I just type in more bonus? If got people type bonus, then I give you bonus. Again, I mentioned I think in our market watch, I said that September, I don't know, but 9/9, I just feel like giving. So when there's enough people that type in bonus, then I will create more bonuses for you guys. Oh, only one Daniel. Okay, I know a lot of people are looking for what they just want. Hey, Bowen, I want to lower the price, can I not? Lower the price, can I not? Okay, so okay, yeah. So I just repeat, this is the thing that you guys are going to get. Okay, so like I said previously, we were charging actually 1994, and really at this particular price, because we actually moved online, $594. Really, really a good deal. Plus, of course, for those of you who are joining us tonight, okay, until 10:15, right? Okay, you will actually get all the bonuses, right? So the first bonus is the online courses. The second one is actually the live trade, and of course, last but not least, you will also get our UI Insider stock watch list. So the link is actually over there, bit.ly/TIBOCT. Right. But for those of you who are actually still here, I have some additional bonus that I wanted to share with you. Okay. And the first one, like I said, this is really a one-off, okay, for the month of September. All right. I am going to give you an additional $200 off. Okay. Additional $200 off. Okay. Again, this is only for tonight. Right. So once you go to the link, very importantly, you have to key in the discount code. So you have to key in the promo code SEP133. Right. So for those of you who actually make payment without keying the promo code, too bad lah. Okay. Yeah. But okay, I hope y'all stay all the way until now lah. Okay. So for those of you, okay, who actually go to the payment link, okay, there will be a place for you to actually key in the promo code. Remember to key in this promo code SEP133, September 133, and you get an additional $200 off the 594, which means that, okay, you are only going to get 394. And we were still going to give you all the bonuses as mentioned. All right, so right now I'm going to answer some of the FAQ, okay, to answer some of the questions that you guys actually have. Okay, so some of you might be wondering, what if I cannot make it for the 23rd and 30th October? When is the next available bonus bootcamp? Tentatively, it could be in December, but we will actually update you guys. Okay, or if let's say we don't have a class in December, January, we will actually slot you in for the next bootcamp. But what happened is that, okay, in the meantime, okay, please do not do anything. Please don't do anything. Go and watch all the online courses. Okay, go and watch all the online courses. So remember, like I said, okay, start learning on the e-learning platform first, okay, because actually the e-learning platform will contain all the strategies, okay, all the things that we do in the 2 days. Inside the online course, you will also get to learn exactly the same thing. Okay, so you can actually get started first. Now, who will be actually conducting the training for the bootcamp? Right, so over here, we believe in really showing you guys the way. So all three of the master trainer, me, Paul, as well as Ivan, we will be the one that is personally guiding you through the 2 days. Okay, so on both Saturdays, all three of us will be there, including some of our coaches. Okay, we will also get them to be there to assist you as well. So again, like I said, there will be a lot of support. Okay, everything is all to make sure that you guys are able to get the maximum value out of this 2 days program. And now, what is the difference between the team bootcamp and the team learning? Okay, so because we have included all the content inside the e-learning already, so that is why inside the bootcamp, right, we actually will focus a little bit on some games. We will focus on some refresher. We will also focus on some experience. So we will actually play this thing called the stock market game so that you get to experience how it feels when the stock market goes up and how it feels when the stock market goes down. So the bootcamp is going to be very fun. It's going to be a lot of games. There's a lot of real experience, okay? So that's why even though you might have learned everything inside the online courses, okay, you still have to come for the 2 days bootcamp. Very powerful. Right. So last but not least, okay, this is the final slide that I have, okay? And right after this, I will be taking any questions that you guys actually have. So just to repeat, okay, for those of you who are joining us tonight, this is you get a 2 days trend investing bootcamp. And for tonight, the bonuses that you will get is actually the team full recording plus the live trade with me, okay, which I have actually indicated the date, and also the UI Insider stock watch list. Plus, when you actually use the discount code SEP133, you get an additional $200 off. Okay, $200 off. So that is all that I have for all of you. So thanks everyone for actually joining me tonight for this particular webinar. So what is going to happen right now is I will be here to answer your questions, okay? And like I said, all the bonuses and all the price will be valid all the way until 10/15. Okay, it will be valid until 10/15. Once 10/15 is out, we will remove the promo code and all the bonuses will not be available after 10/15. So yeah, if you have any questions, okay, now is the time for you to type it in. I'll be here to answer any of the questions that you guys have. If you have no questions, then I just want to thank all of you for joining me tonight. I hope that this has been a valuable session for all of you. Right, most importantly, stay safe and invest safely.